brown skin. Girl, I wanna lock you and rock you in my arms and things. Brown skin. Woman, I love the back and I'm the white, I love the passion you bring. Brown skin. Girl, I wanna rock you in my arms. Brown skin. Woman, I love the back, I love the spice, I love the passion you bring. I know you're full of attention, your love in every direction. In my soul, you never mention. I give you love, I'm afraid. Yes, I. Peace 45. Thanks for popping through still. Respect D, Alan. Let me put my camera on. Yeah, so basically, as you can see from the title, just thought I'd do a little stream. To take this hair out, man. Yeah, just thought I'd do a little stream. As you can see, I'm mixed race. A lot of people kind of know my story already, where I stand with certain narratives or agendas or whatever. But I just want to get into the Sally Sue, respect. Thanks for passing by. So there's a lot of this reparations and Aboriginal narrative. Well, I won't even call it a narrative. I'd call it a movement, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something I'm very passionate about. It's something quite close to me, dear to me. Certain things upset me about a lot of the agendas that are going on. And like I say, it's kind of hard for me in a sense to always put how I feel across, because the first thing you see or hear is you sound English, you know what I'm saying, or you're mixed. But Aboriginal, original, ab means out of. So I came out of my original mother, who's a Pequot or a Pika, you know what I'm saying. I was brought up on a reserve where it was just so-called black people. Wasn't no Chinese, no Indian, no natives or nothing like that. Originally, we got sent there from Illinois around 1801. See, I can go back to 1797. So I have I'm quite sturdy when it comes to like being firm on this Aboriginal concept, you know what I'm saying? Even the word concept, I shouldn't even say that. It's a movement. It's real. It's happening. It's you know what I'm saying? Now, the reason I've put should swirlers or mixed people have a say in reparations or this Aboriginal movement is because you do seem to have people jumping on the bandwagon, wanting to get likes, wanting to get entertainment from it, views, money, subscriptions. But for me, it's not about that. See, if you're a true Aboriginal to the Americas or the islands, which is conjoining, so it's all the Americas, then when you talk about this thing, you need to have it there. You get me? It needs to be coming from here. You know, it can't be coming from your head. You can't be thinking about what you're going to say as an Aboriginal person. It's here. It's there. That's how it comes out. You know what I'm saying? So recently, who's that? Loyal. Yo, peace, loyal, respect. So recently, I've seen a lot of people jumping on this Aboriginal reparations bandwagon, more through media. Now, I remember when I first came on YouTube, not with a channel, but just listening, probably about 2015. First person I seen was Bro Sanchez, and I thought, yeah, I like what he's coming with. Peace, Charles. Peace, vegan. Yo, big up to the man then for coming through. Appreciate that. Never had 7 people all at once watching. You know what I'm saying? Respect. So when I seen another brown brother, black brother, or whatever you want to say, I thought, yeah, man, I like this. Simply for the fact that he was someone I could relate to by visual. You know what I'm saying? After that, it was A1 or Tonkinus 1. Yeah. And I knew I can't even I don't want to butcher his name. He's got a different name now, you know what I'm saying? I knew who or I can't even say it. Sorry, big man. But he was the first person that I seen talking about being Aboriginal people first in America. And I learned a lot from this brother. Bearing in mind, I've always known people are from over there, from the islands and from the Americas, you know what I'm saying? I've never had like a discussion about it before I came to England. Coming to England, being called black, being called a gollywog, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this is kind of weird. But as you get older, you start to find that these are the social concepts and social words to fit a certain society, to fit a certain box or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously I'm not black. This is black. So I look at that with me. I mean, I think to myself, well, it must have been even worse then for the original people of the Americas to have people come into their land and subject them to their way of life. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it wasn't like that initially because these people didn't come and just take over. You know what I mean? It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to give us this this weak oppression story to run with first. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you a slave narrative. Apologies for the loudness. They'll give you a slave narrative. So when we start off a certain story or whatever, we try and get power from saying, yeah, we was oppressed as slaves and this and that. And then it comes all the way up to where we are now. And you think, yeah, what have we got? You know what I'm saying? Reparations. I don't deserve reparations because I'm mixed. Yeah, I come from an Aboriginal mom. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it should be her who takes that. If she wants to share that with me, so be it. My mom's passed now, you know what I'm saying? She was 56. But I see it as her, my grandma, great grandma, and so forth. There's a lot of people now jumping on this Aboriginal movement and they're swirling. You know what I'm saying? They've either got white woman, Asian woman, non-Aboriginal woman, basically. I find that kind of I struggle to see how this would work, because if you're talking about reparations, but then you're talking about wanting to get it for one person, if you're with a different person who's not like you in that sense of culture or whatever, are you going to share this wealth with people that shouldn't really be getting it? You know what I'm saying? People aren't even thinking about these types of things. You know what I mean? People aren't even I question shit. Real talk. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got nothing to boast about. I ain't got nothing to gain. I don't want to gain nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud and I'm glad that I've got 120 odd subscribers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's good. At the end of the day, for me personally, I'm not trying to like rule the world. I'm not trying to get everyone to hear my voice. I don't want people to hear my story all the time or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I feel, say, as a mixed person who has a so-called black heritage or a heritage of an Aboriginal person, I can only give suggestions, certain things that I've been through, my family history. I can only add to things, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to get too indulged in too much, because sometimes, and I'll say it myself, you do get mixed people that are being used for this Black Lives Matter or for this affirmative blackness and whatever. So we have to be very careful who we're letting into these communities. And it's kind of hard and difficult when it's being done on YouTube instead of, let's say, in a whole meeting. You know what I'm saying? Where you've got 20 man, 15 people there who you can see, visualize, see and know where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? We have to scrutinize people, because we can't be saying certain people might be coming into our so-called community or on certain panels and usurping information that we use. Like, we'll say that, but then we'll just willingly put out so much information about what we want to do with reparations or the movement with the Aboriginal. You know what I mean? It's starting to get taken over now by people who want to be corporate. Because like I say, A1 or Tonkiness One was the first guy I heard. You know what I'm saying? I got big respect for this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's just a normal guy, struggled a little bit with the reading on there. But this is what brought me into him more. This is what wanted me to listen more. That he didn't sound, you know, when you hear Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, look how they sound. They sound like they've just come from Europe. Like, very, very nicely spoken. You know what I'm saying? Almost like me, but with an American accent, which I think's weird. I'm grassroots. I'm down to earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm ghetto. So I can I see through people. I respond to people who I feel say are on the same frequency or trying to get to the same frequency. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this isn't even going to be too long for real. I'll put the link out if anyone wants to jump on and talk about it with me. But it's more about just individually knowing who you are yourself. Now, whether you want to be African or you've got lineage in Africa, then so be it. I'm not a man to try and clan that, put that down or whatever. I'm just saying, people from the Americas, people especially in Jamaica, because people in Jamaica are very, very indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? They're still on this Queen thing, they're still on this God thing, Jesus thing, and all that bullshit. Same in Africa as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the same in certain parts of America because, you know, this was like our kind of Holocaust where they took the original from us and gave us some bastardized version of shit that they made up from their consciousness, which is just wicked. You know what I'm saying? This is where we are now. You've got so many Freemasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that many Freemasonic orders now, or Freemasonic people within sections of what we're trying to do. It's going to be slow certain times. You know what I'm saying? Some Freemasons will help things get along, but at the end of the day, they need to get something from it. I hear people talk about Tariq Nasheed. I'm not too bothered about, like, I was at first because I thought, well, you did the hidden colors, you did book breaking, saying with slaves constantly. You know, you still have the narrative that was over here in the 1550s or 70s or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't subscribe to that. Not many people do, but he's got a big channel, sorry, I should say. So we can push this, you know what I'm saying? So there's certain elements of people that can be used, but I don't want to forget the people like Chief Holiday. I don't want people to forget Ab Power. I don't want people to forget Ab TV, Truth 111, you know, Thai Data, Tribe Up. You know, this was here 2016. That's when I first started getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want it to try and stay grassroots. I want us to try and, you know, push our people, you know, the ones that what we always listen to, you know, because these people now are starting to get good views. You know what I'm saying? It's, yeah, it pisses me off still. I'm not going to lie. It does piss me off, the amount of, like, foolishness and dissonance that people have about where they're from or what people are trying to do to try and say where we're from or where the original American is from. You know what I'm saying? American Negro respect for coming true still. So yeah, me personally, what you like, if you think about certain things, then like my baby was a black, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like a better right, you know what I mean? But then, like I say, you've got certain people with a white woman. How are you going to talk to her about reparations? Which means parity, par, even, level, getting parity back. It's not about repairing. I hear people say repairing. It's not even the right word. It's par. You get me? It's about having the parity, level playing field again. Give us back our fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So how are you going to have pillow talk with a white woman or an Asian woman or even an African woman who's just come from Nigeria about reparations, about you saying, listen, my people always been here? Then she's going to turn around and be like, yeah, I know, but what about really our kids? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a child might look fully white, almost, with curly blonde hair and blue eyes. How are you gonna address it? So, like, I'm not saying like full on separation, because I can do, because it won't be difficult for me. because I don't move in a white family. You know what I'm saying? I know white people. I train with white people. Some of the children that do Muay Thai with me that I coach, some of them are white. They're children. That's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm on about adults. I'm on about adults who know what's going on, but still want to try and go on like they don't. Still want to go on like you're missing an element, big man. You're not with an Aboriginal woman. So how are you going to be talking about this constantly? How are you going to drive this through your family? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. They're pushing this interracial thing a lot. And if you look at it, our women don't go with white men. African women mostly go with white people, and them China women and the Asian women, you know what I'm saying? Our women don't go with them type of man. They can identify, you know what I'm saying? Also, I'm not going to lie. I feel say there's a few people on YouTube who we listen to who I don't even think they're from over here originally. I think they're more European. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you get certain people jumping on the bandwagon now because they see it's time for them to take part. You know what I'm saying? To partake in a bit of this entertainment. I can't do this entertainment and laughing. In California, it's the next. Wait, how do I put this on the thing? Yo, bear with me because. Oh, I did it. Bro. Yo, I don't know how to give out what's it called? To make you blue. Not me. I mean to make you yo, I'm just gonna shut up in it. In California, it's the next agenda push. They want many biracial and mixed families as possible for the narrative. It's true. It's true. And I can say that as a mixed race person, because if you think about it as well, when I'm walking around, it's not even my fault. It's more of a fact that I'm part of a narrative. I'm part of a social narrative. So I can be an in-between. I don't want to be. I've used it to my advantage to try and push where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? For the people that I'm trying to bring through. You know, I identify. See, over here where I am, I ain't leaving you people behind like that. Cause you're my people still. So I try and educate and give the intellect over here and let people know. Because like I say, over here is even worse. The indoctrination is mad. Is mad, especially the Jamaicans. Like one of the most insecure people I know. Real talk. Also as well, I feel say we're too easy as well, you know, on certain people who want to come through and just take a stranglehold on these things that we speak about. But that's it. I don't know how to give wrenches out American Negro. I don't know how to do it. I really don't. Sorry. Yeah, certain people trying to take a stranglehold on this information. And yo, blood, American Negro. Yeah, all children are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's not about children. This is more about adults who know better. You know what I'm saying? I want to play this game. And it's not a game because people want to know where they're from. There's people who want to tell people where they're from. And it needs to be a collective. You know, so I ain't here for no fucking about and joking. You know what I mean? I'm here to let people know, like, yo, this ain't a game, man. There's people who look like me, not me personally, but I mean like biracial, dual heritage, who are being used as so-called black people to push a certain narrative. A lot of these mixed men have got white y'all. So the narrative's so diluted, it's like, what are you pushing? Bullshit, constantly. You know what I'm saying? And bit by bit, I see this Aboriginal movement being taken over slightly. It's gonna get corporate. Trust me, because like I say on YouTube, there's certain people who want to be. Hold on, baby. There's certain people who want to be corporate. They're not doing it for a movement. They're doing it for them to keep them going. See, if you've been on YouTube 6-7 years or even 4 years, there's gonna come a point where you're gonna think about certain things that you need to say now. It's because you're gonna go through a lot of topics. So the next topic's to jump on what's being pushed now. So certain people will get certain man on their panel who's blowing, you know what I'm saying? give that person on a panel validity, make them valid, make people think that, raw, this guy's Aboriginal. You know what I'm saying? Now, but then not looking at it too deep. When you have to look at it deep, if you're Aboriginal, I'd like to know what your woman is. That's all. That's the first thing. Let me see what your woman is, then we can talk. Because you really think I'd come on YouTube and I've got a white girl and I'm talking this Aboriginal thing. Furthermore, my mum won't allow it. My mum won't allow them type of things to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's confusing. You know what I'm saying? Same with this reparations. Like, I got land back through my great-grandma. No, through my grandma. Not a lot. Probably about a football field and a half. So, in a way, I've been given back parity, a level playing field now. So, this ain't gonna all see now. If you look at Rosewood in '94, I think they got money back, but they had to do it as a conglomerate. You know what I'm saying, of people. It was more corporate. And that was a small fraction of money that was given to them people through reparations. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even believe that really happened, because it has to be done by the individual. If you've got family records, names of people, assets that they had, that they were holding, you take that to the archives, you take that to your, like over here, we'll have like a certain library, you know what I mean, of archives where we can go to and put these things and test to see if it's proof. That's what you need to be doing. Ain't no government gonna give you nothing. Like, they're the ones who want to not give it you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel sometimes YouTube is just too much entertainment, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is probably why I can't really like enjoy certain streams too much, because I'm not too serious. You know what I'm saying? I've got little children and thing. But I'm serious about things when it comes to a people who have been given nothing, who don't get anything, no retribution or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? They just get given these glamorized titles from socialists, like Black Lives Matter or affirmative action. Because now we've got Asian hate. I was watching SVU the other day, in it, Law and Order. I quite like that still. I seen the narrative there, this Asian hate. Alexis, enough love. I see this Asian hate now coming. And it's mad as well, because when I was in Thailand, the Asians that I seen were darker than me. Yeah, the Asians that they're promoting for this hate look white. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even remember a time when it was a bill where it was for black hate. You know what I mean? Negro hate. You just get these stupid affirmative actions which get pushed onto Hispanics and then Asians, get put under the banner of brown and black. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, a lot of the people that are involved in this look like you as well, look like me. You know, you've got Kaepernick making man bend, take a knee. Why are you going to take a knee in a submissive pose? That don't make no sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, Jesse Owens with the two other brothers putting his hand up, the fist. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are all signs and symbols of certain social constructs. Because when we're living here and in our reality, like, what they show a certain time on TV is kind of like, it's non-existent. We don't see it like that. Everything seems to be ramped up for a certain reason. I want a lot of us to get out of just being musicians too much. I want a lot of us to start usurping and infiltrating certain places. You know what I'm saying? With intellect. That's what I've done. Just so I can get to where I want to get. So I can get what I want. Because people like us, we don't get what we want all the time. We get marginalized in everything, whether it's trying to get a loan for a house or a mortgage or a bank or a business. You know, it's difficult. And I feel it's more because of the fact that we have a lot of ingenuity, very innovative. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that word again, it's quite hard. But yeah, we're that as well. And I don't think they want us on a certain scale or a certain level showing that ingenuity. They want us on a lower level of showing it. Music, acting, entertainment. Nothing substantial to where children are going to start listening. You know what I'm saying? I want to start getting children to retaliate against what they're being taught at school. And that's got to be down to us. You know what I'm saying? See, even the Aboriginal movement, you need to be talking to your children from now, from 5, 6, 7 years old. Not when they're 18, now. You know what I'm saying? Before the school captures their mind and their innocence. You know, this is a big, big thing to me. I'm very emotional and sensitive when it comes to children. Real talk. Not because of my own life, but just because in general. You know what I mean? There's a concept that's just made for children that's fucking horrible. You know? I don't even like adults. I don't really like adults too much. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people full of shit. You know? Talk to you on one side of your face and then say something on the other side. You know what I mean? I see it on YouTube a lot of the time. A lot of people don't really want to talk about. See, people will just brush over capitalism, socialism. They don't get into the nitty gritty of it. You know what I'm saying? The experiments that are being done in certain areas. People always talk more media rhetoric instead of what they've been through. And a lot of people ain't been through certain things. They just pretend they have. They just want to make you think they have. And this is where it comes with the swirling. I just really don't think if you're with someone who's not Aboriginal, you shouldn't be asking for no reparations. And I can't really see how you're Aboriginal. More time, you're just a guy. That's it. You're just a guy with a gal who's not Aboriginal. It's kind of sad, but this is how it's going right now. How do I put this link up? In case anyone wants to come up still. Yo, where's that gone? But yeah, what am I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this link out if anyone wants to come up. You know what I'm saying? A really cool song. You know, I use this computer for time. Yes, Alexis, you have to teach them early. You got to teach them from young. You know, like I'll chat with my brethren and he'll be like, his daughter will be like, talking about the earth flat and, you know, like meteorites and this and that, dinosaurs. Where my boy will be like, he's just turned 7, he'll be like, no. The earth's flat. You can't be round, you'd fall off. And he'll be like, in it, dad. Like the earth flat in there, it can't be round. I'm like, yes, the Mario, it is, it's flat. It can't be round, can it? Not be silly. You know what I'm saying? And my brethren's like, yeah, she's just learning about gravity. And then my son pops up like, but gravity's not real. It's that thing, buoyancy. I'm like, raw, well done, Mario. I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm like, what, can you remember the other one, what it is? He's like, no. I'm like, density. So if a child's learning on an iPad and he can learn all these buttons and know and memorize where certain things are, then he's going to memorize certain things that I tell him or you tell them. You know what I'm saying? Our children are sponges. Whatever they soak up is going to make them react a certain way. Is going to put them in a certain inclusion or exclusion socially. So we need to be being forceful, not in a sense of pushing all our indoctrinations, because me still saying the earth flat to my son is still an indoctrination. but it's more sensible because it's my senses, it's what I feel, it's just how I think it is, and a lot of us think like that. You know what I'm saying? My daughter knows she can see the sun and the moon at the same time. Just a bit difficult to try and show her, like, you know, how all the planets are and why we shouldn't be able to see it quite yet, because she's only she's 7, she's nearly 8. So that's why I think it'd be a good idea to be teaching children about where they come from. None of this Africa thing. See, over here, it's Black History Month again. Yeah, I hate it. Giving us the same old people, the same old bullshit. And we'll be on certain panels like O-Dog Philly's panel, or 4-5 Black or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Knight's channel or whatever. Go and sub to these people as well, man. We'll be on their panels and we'll be breaking this shit down to a T. To a T. You know what I'm saying? And it's us. I feel it's us that are giving people giving other people on YouTube a fright, to where they have to narrow us down, shut us off, you know what I'm saying? Not give us a voice, to where this is how I thought it was with Tariq Nasheed, where the Aboriginals weren't really getting a voice like that. Our power wasn't really getting a big voice. He had to use Tariq's name to kind of get that rolling even more. It shouldn't be like that. He shouldn't just come along and get bagger or the energy. It should be our power, Chief Holiday, Up TV. These are the people. You know what I'm saying? So we're now got to, instead of using, let's say, I don't know, you know, certain people bring up Elijah Muhammad for certain references. Me personally, I'd rather bring up Ab TV, Ab Power. You know what I'm saying? A1. I'd rather bring them people up, Chief Holiday, and use them as a reference, because they've learned me things. You get me? They've taught people. They've taught thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people have been taught, at least over the 6 years that I've been here listening. You know what I'm saying? And it would just be a shame if someone comes along more corporate and takes all that energy away. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel also as well with this Aboriginal movement, some of these men need to be getting paid as well, because they're putting out no end of good information. Not entertainment, information. Not theoretical facts that I heard someone say, which just sounds weird. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. Sometimes, yeah, we as a people need to just realize that YouTube and these media sites are really made for fucking entertainment, taking our mind off things. Yet, you've got certain channels who aren't into that. They're trying to push a proper narrative of substance so we can go back and feed off it. Food for thought. You know, it's all right having a laugh now and again. Yeah, it's cool. I do that with my children. But if I'm with an adult and I'm trying to get things done, I don't want to be laughing and joking. If I'm with an adult and we're talking Aboriginal movement and we're trying to get this thing done, I don't want to know that you got a white girl, because that just breaks down the whole thing. You get me? You're going to be linking up as a group, and man want to bring their girl. Yes, Adrian. Big up. Yo, the link's there, innit? If you want to come up still, big man. But yeah, people are coming together as a group, and you're gonna have a bit of mixture, because you're trying to talk Aboriginal, but then bam, you've got Chinese or Asian or white people there as well. That's not gonna work. And this has been the thing for so long. Yeah, Black Lives Matter was a bullshit system. It was a bullshit agenda. But a lot of people thought, just like with Obama, right, we've got a black guy, things are gonna change. You know what I'm saying? No. No. With that Black Lives Matter, what they did really with the equality, that equality was about the Transformers, robots in disguise. You know me? That's what that was about. The equality for black and brown. Brown being the Asian and the Mexican and that. You know what I'm saying? As being black. Even I get called black. Just like that. Man not even thinking like, yo, you don't even look black. Call me that. Yes, beast mode. Yo, the link's there. Anyone wants to jump up, man? Cause I'm gonna start losing things to say. I'm gonna start rapping in a bit. Yeah, man, you don't want to hear that. So yeah, man, it's like where do you want these things to like go? Do you want these things to progress? Or do you just want entertainment? Why are you on YouTube? Do you want to learn? Do you want to push something? Do you want to be part of something? Or do you just want to come online, listen to some bullshit, and go about your boring life? Or go about your life what's just basically full of, I don't know, nothingness, just pure entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime I do a stream or whatever, like, yeah, like you'll see that I'm a little nervous because I'm not used to these things, especially when I'm talking to nobody, you know what I'm saying? But when I start seeing certain people, you get me, I got 12 people watching. I respect that because you don't have to listen, because I know I'm not talking angry. I know I'm not kicking off at anybody, and I know there's no back and forth and no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to get people to a point of like, we're adults now. We have to see things on a proper level for ourselves, not what other people might want you to think. Or don't be thinking how other people might be thinking just to get along. I don't go along to get along. I'd rather just not get along and go on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because I know where I'm going. I know what I want to do. And this is what I want other people to start doing. Trust me. And I can't say it enough. It's all about the children. Real talk. Now, obviously, I know certain people will be like, yo, I can't be listening to Blue. Ray's mixed race. I don't like when he's up on panels talking Aboriginal, this and that and this. But yo, it's not my fault. Like, it's not even my fault that I'm mixed. It's not my mom's fault. It was a circumstance. And it's a circumstance that I couldn't help. And it's not my fault that I've only been brought up by so-called black people. You know what I mean? And it's not my fault that I have a certain standing, inner standing, understanding, overstanding, and where I'm from, where my family's from. It's not my fault that I've got a lot of information. Well, enough information for me to say, yeah, people were here. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can go back to 1797, there's going to be other people who can go back maybe further. You know what I mean? Like, you like, look, in Jamaica, when a lot of people came from Jamaica to England, see, they brought a lot of Americans as well. And this was around like the 1940s. And they were bringing people with skills, doctors, nurses, plumbers, carpenters, electricians, builders, laborers. You know what I'm saying? Building up England and other parts of Europe that these so-called white people could not build up themselves. Like, they've never had the skills. You know what I'm saying? And then the narrative changes to that we're lazy, we're this, we're that. To where then people start acting towards that. Acting lazy, acting stupid, acting dumb. It's an emotional manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the slave story. You know, just like when they show people getting killed. Just like when there's supposed to be war in certain places. But you have to just watch certain similarities. Kuwait, Iraq, Tibet, Ukraine, oil planes, or planes of oil. You know what I'm saying? Bag of them Ukrainians went to Israel. That's where they've gone. And other places. But there's a war. There's a war going on, but are we that desensitized that we're not even bothered? Or is it just the fact that this is more media war again? Warmongering. You know what I'm saying? To make us get on a certain panic level or a level of we can't settle, or instead of thinking about the cost of electric and the cost of food and the cost of living while prices are getting higher, gas, petrol's getting higher. You know what I'm saying? While the produce and everything is just staying the same, shit, non-existent. Things in the shops aren't even on the shelves no more. But we're paying a higher price. 10% interest. It's gone up 6% in the last 7, 8, 9 months. How are we supposed to live? And then what I hear on YouTube is bullshit. Entertainment, talking about these fucking celebrities like they do anything, like they even mean anything to us. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go outside and talk to my next door. You get me? Who's struggling with 2 kids. I had to borrow £20. You know what I'm saying? About $24, $23 for electric. It was an emergency. See, if I was now imagine if I was one of them man them who was just only on YouTube doing like entertainment, didn't really know about none of that, wasn't really bothered or focused on none of that proper life, social life. She'd be fucked right now because I ain't heard no one else helping her. Obviously, well, I don't think she'd be that destitute, but it's lucky that someone's there. Sometimes ain't no one there. We're getting too roped up in bullshit that don't concern us. Kanye West, don't concern me. You know why? Because you don't know me. You don't phone me up and say, you're blue. I'm going to put out some t-shirts, some white. I don't care, bye, boo. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? I've tried to put out my own clothing. I've had a few little businesses. Yes, Dark Chameleon. Respect, brethren. Yo, anyone pull up, man. Come upon if you want. I've tried my own little businesses. Always charity organizations. CICs, purpose-led. So I get money from them. Charities get money for giving money. That's why we should be doing it. LLCs, that's why you should be doing LLCs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Getting your own shit. And getting it right. Something to stand on. A lot of us ain't got nothing to stand on. We're standing on things. We're standing under instead of standing level on your square. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't meant for that wasn't a Freemason, level and square or whatnot. No, I'm joking. But yeah, man. See, it's mad. It's mad the people that have stepped into this room like today. Because it's all of the hard hitters who talk like me. Even if we have our little discussions and argue little debates or whatever, the people that have passed through and stayed are real. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who have always got the same narrative, same type of voice, same energy for the same thing they had last week and the week before that and the year before that and the year before that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people don't want to talk about these facts. People don't want to talk about things. It's so easy nowadays just to get views and subs and a bit of money and cash apps and everything just by talking about Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this white lives matter thing. Yes, Relly Ray. Respect, brethren. Respect. That's another good brother you should check out as well. Check out Beast Mode, Dark Chameleon, Adrian, Warren, D. Allen. You know what I mean? Just have a little look on their channel, see if you see anything. See, I'm not really into like too much of the YouTube thing. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'll just post certain little exercises I might do or whatever. I've got a few to upload. But I have been seeing like a shift. And it's, yes, ghetto child, respect, brethren. And it's more of a case of, I'm seeing a shift in people's energy towards real life topics. You know what I'm saying? It always gets bogged down in like conspiracy or Masonic symbols or Masonic movements and stuff like that and what's going on. And I'm thinking, yo, why have you just took it away from like us, the people? You know what I'm saying? Like all this power to the people, you ain't doing nothing on road though. You're on this power to the people, this fucking ego boost that you're getting because you're getting certain people bigging you up because they don't know no better. I could never be telling people anything I know what's worth telling somebody, I'm going to tell them. End of. Because knowledge is free. And certain knowledge is power. Knowing ways to speak in certain organizations or sections of society is powerful because it opens doors. I've done that myself. I'm doing that now. And I think a lot of people on YouTube with big panels or whatever, they're not on that type of level. They've constructed a whole persona on YouTube that doesn't really get questioned, because mostly it's belief. Now, if I'm talking socialism, psychology, then I ain't going to really be talking about celebrities too much. I'm going to be talking about organizations constructed to be put in certain areas that are populated by certain people. Just like when they put these natural highs in my area, legal highs that were fucking people up, like fucking people up, pardon my language. Now it's been criminalized class C. Who are the ones selling that? They look like me and you, brown and shades of copper, or black, as they like to call us. So we get criminalized. So it's all like a plan. Ain't no one fucking talking about that. I want to talk about shit what's going on with celebrities in the hood. Look, I don't care if, yo, I care if people getting shot. You think I give a fuck about celebrities getting shot? Fam, that might make me sound evil, yeah, but I do not give a fuck about no celebrity that does not know me or pay any homage to me or my family or any of my movements. I do not give a fuck about them. Because they don't care about us. You know what I'm saying? Why would they? They're not meant to care about us. They're there to take our minds off things. They're there to take our mind off things that we shouldn't be taking our mind off. They're there to distract us all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just keep going to this Kanye thing because it's like everyone's jumping on this Kanye, everyone's jumping on this Charleston guy. Is that Charleston White talking about man in the hood that you might know from a certain street? No. He's talking about rappers, fam. Like rappers that have fuck all to do with us. Man, I'm talking about man who, like your brethren down the block who's just got 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm talking about the paedophile that's just got locked up. We're not talking about the man that was molesting his daughter. Man, we talk about R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. What's really real? What is really real nowadays? I don't think a lot of people have that. Man, need to stop using my fucking word as well. Testicular fortitude. Man, need to stop using that word. That's my word. You know what I'm saying? I don't think man I've got that testicular fortitude. Certain man online, you know, they've towed the line. You know what I'm saying? Church, 9 to 5. Jesus, 9 to 5, church, work. Probably until they're about 30 odd and start listening to a few other people. You know, it's what we're listening to, some of the things that we're on. Heroin, cocaine, and LSD is criminalized. Wait, let me put that on there. Someone's gonna have to show me how to make people a wrench, to give wrenches out, because I don't know how to do it. Yo, that's the wrong one. Heroin and cocaine and LSD is decriminalized. Okay, yeah. So over here, I think you can have like 2 plants, what don't really yield anything. Mike Will, 729, respect, Bridging. Bliss for passing through. Yeah, they'll decriminalize it, but they won't, not decriminalize it. Right, small amounts, it don't make sense. Police taking you in all that paperwork, it's too much money. Taking you to court, taxpayers' money and all that, yeah. But still, they need to keep probation and police and other drug workers in the loop still, you know what I'm saying? They need to be, that's another society. You know what I mean? That's another fraction of the bullshit society that needs to be kept, like, running, you know what I'm saying? If not, there's going to be no money for them. So we need that, they need that cycle still running. School, prison, come out, no life. Start again, back to square one. You know what I'm saying? There's more programs to lock you up than there is to help you. And a lot of these programs are only 6 months, 7 months on and off. because they don't want to get too many people working for a better. They don't want to get too many people getting jobs. They don't want to get too many people coming on there and making clothing lines and whatever. Because then you've got the higher echelon, their society is going to be fucked though. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't going to be getting the money that they should be getting. So yeah, man, it's all a game. It's all a game. Purposely as well. I know in America that they wasn't really caring about so-called black people in the epidemic when there was flooding certain parts of America with heroin. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back to the 30s, like Chicago, where there was a lot of so-called affluent white people, they were hooked to the max on heroin. They were putting heroin in everything, or opium in heroin. Black people couldn't afford that. Black people weren't getting that. Even though there were certain black people of a certain status, they weren't able to get certain things like that. So bit by bit, they've moved it. You know what I'm saying? The 70s, you can see where it's more of they've gone overseas and got that. Things have been filtered through. If you're in the Vietnam War and you're still kind of aligned to that, there's going to be certain things that you hear and see or do. You know what I'm saying? They portray that in movies, but before the movie, it was already going on. They did the same in the 80s. Fucked my people up. You know what I'm saying? Had you go in jail for like a spliff for like 100,000 years. You know what I'm saying? But now look at it. Because of the white people and all the fentanyl and all the opiates and whatever, all of the barbiturate abuse, they've got hundreds of these things opened up now where people can go and get sorted out. Hundreds. And it's still a disparaging like contrast of so-called black and white in the criminal justice system. See, JUS is Latin for law. There's no JUS anymore. There hasn't been for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Hasn't been for a long time. So, like I say, it's down to us. It's down. I'm gonna put that link out again in case anyone wants to come up. Boring bastards. Yes, it's down to us to teach. You know what I'm saying? See, if it was down to me, and this sounds weird, but if it was down to me, anyone who wants to be Aboriginal, you have to have an Aboriginal girl, or you can't come to the party. You can't be coming with a cream bun. You need to be coming with a chocolate cake, not a cream bun with jam in it. Chocolate cake. For real. Yo, this is my first zoot, yeah? Yo, I've had this for about 4 hours. They've got it blaze. I shouldn't be showing it. Yo, I've had this suit for about 4 hours, yeah. It's the first one I've had in about 8 months. Trust. I needed it. So yeah, man. No one ain't coming up now, you boring fuckers. And I bet OG Phillies he normally comes in. I bet he's sharing my thing. That's another good guy, you know. That's another good man. You know what I'm saying? Even see, I can identify with certain real people, not even just them being on YouTube. Like, I see what Relly does in the streets. That's yo. I honor shit like that. That's commitment, and he don't do it one day. You know what I'm saying? He does it nearly every day. He's helping people. You ask somebody, the guy will probably just think, no, this guy's chatting shit. He won't come back. Mama will come back. How's that going to make him feel? That's just putting a bit of goodness in people's life. So then he might pass that on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, I can't walk past someone destitute. You know what I'm saying? Who's living on the streets and living rough and not think to myself, let me ask him a question. Let me just ask him. And then I'll ask him the right question. You know what I'm saying? Peace mode. I'll ask him the right question just so like I don't trigger. You know, because if I've been triggered, I can get triggered. I've lived on streets before. You know what I'm saying? I've spent a lot of years in jail. I've done this, I've done that, I've been this, I've been that, I've been a dickhead, I've been a bullshit, I've been a liar. You know what I'm saying? I've been a cheater. I've been someone that you couldn't trust. But because of all of that, and now people see that I've changed and I'm changing myself. Every day is a learning day for me. In fact, every blinking of an eye, you know what I'm saying, is a new frame for me, in a way. It's a new picture. So I hope that I can push not what I went through. I don't want to push my emotion on somebody. I'd rather just let them know what I've been through, how I got through it, how I didn't get through it. You know what I'm saying? It's no good me saying to someone I got through all of this without saying, yo, at certain points, I didn't even know what I was doing. At certain points, this happened or that failed and this failed. I just think, bam, just like that, get whatever. Because even now. But yo, go on, Beast Mode. Respect, Regin.
Salute, Blue. Salute to all the guys and goddesses in the chat. Honor, thanks for having me up. I was actually preparing a little lunch for the babies, but I was listening in, and you're absolutely right. You know, we don't live in the 1700s no more, right? Things change, right? Words change, titles change, growth, right, comes in many different spectrums, right? Now, you know, I've done my genealogy. I know who I am. On multiple sides of my family, I understand that they come from different clans, different locations, different landmass. They come in many different colors. As far as color, this Aboriginal thing, right? And Blue, you hit the nail on the head. Right, I was doing some research in regards to the actual title of the word, right? And I came into this thing called the APS, which it stands for abbreviation for Aboriginal Protection Society, right? now the key word on the back end of that is Protection Society, right? A society. Yes.
One question. What year was that? And is that still in operation or did that actually disband? Because it's funny you say that because where I was living on the reserve, the Jamaican government closed it down. Hence why first we came to America, Philly. I lived for like 8 months. But then my mom wanted to come England. So I'm going to look at that. See, yet again, that's some good information, big man.
Yes, sir. Now, we've had an agenda that's been pressed faster than any religion or any type of religious source, right? It bypasses Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, more, all of that, right? All of those spectrums, right? And this thing is called, and you know, homosexuality, right? It's been an agenda, a global a global agenda, Blue. And the title that they chose to strong arm was Aboriginal, right? Because it all comes from the gene splicing, right? The gene splicing is not an original gene. The gene is spliced from 2 genes to make one, right? They even call it double spirited, right? A double spirit.
What, like me, you mean? You like I'm a splice. You mean like what in sense of like mixed?
No, I mean testosterone and estrogen mixed together, where a man becomes a woman and a woman becomes a man, a transgender.
Yeah. That's you know I'm gonna do a little stream on this thing that I've been researching about the Tavistock Institute and what they were doing to some of these children and experimenting on them. Because basically, if you've got more estrogen in your mind, I mean in your brain, than testosterone. I mean, if you're a man and you've got too much estrogen in your fluids in your brain and whatever, then that's going to control your thinking and your thought pattern, even if you do have a phallus. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's
yes, sir.
It's an imbalance of the actual chemicals. So yeah, you're definitely right, man. Definitely right. And do you know what, Beast, as well, that I've noticed over here? There was a girl that they used to kind of like push this transgender issue, and I felt sorry for her.
Right.
This white girl who's probably about 18 being pushed on national TV. And you could see that she was broken. You could see that she'd been mistreated, and you know her views were really like misplaced.
Right.
And I don't really think they've kind of like thought out the detrimental effect. And I mean, like these scientists and these sociologists, I mean these psychologists and whatnot. I don't really think they've thought out the detrimental effect it's going to have on people by just forcing this into their mind without someone having their own feeling.
Right. Well, see, the whole term itself, the AB, right? I come to understand that it's an addentation, right? Meaning all letters, right? No matter what linguistics, right? They're a representation of numbers, right? So it's either to add to or to subtract from, right? Now, Aborigine, right, based off of the definitions that I have gathered, right, when it comes to the scientific linguistics, right, that's the mainstay, right? They're identifying it as a transgender community, right? The LBGTQI migration, right? Now, here's the scary part. When we identify certain people stole last names, right? Obama, he legalized here in the Americas, he legalized same-sex marriages, right?
Family, I been over here a while ago where you had a gay bishop.
There you go. See, this has been the main agenda, right? Abomination is the prevention of procreation.
Abomination. Oh my God! Yo, that's abomination. Yeah. Yo, why that's mad? No, that's mad. Abomination.
Yes, abomination. Aboriginal. AB.
AB means out.
Yes, like, away from. Yes.
Well, no, not away from. Remember, it's context. It means out. Like in some Slavic countries, ab means out. So I came out of the original.
Okay.
Which was my mom. Now, ab with a minus sign means away from. But that's used in a different context as well. You know what I'm saying? See, even with all these words and the way you have to speak in certain contexts and narratives, is all these people have devised so many plans and attempts to stop us from communicating as one. See, I'm just seen as an Indian.
Right.
I'm seen as an Indian, but that's a derogatory term. That means dark man or dark being. ION. It should be beyond, not be in. See, they've hit that as well.
Right.
BION. You know what I'm saying? Which is the ions.
Being. Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, like alien. It should be ALION. Because al, you see al all the time. Al means man.
Absolutely. So, and then this man, they look, the writers of law is in the parliament.
Yes, but Beast, just quickly, while you was just on that, sorry to cut you off, but look at the name Abel. It's Ab-El. Out of L.
Yep. Out of. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, continue. Sorry what you're saying.
No, it's in the parliament. This was a military order that's been passed down way before we got here, Blue. This has been on the books. This has been the difference between the two different so-called gods and goddesses, right? One that can procreate and one that can destroy, right? That agenda, that sexual connotation, that's what they're talking about when it comes to races. It's not the color of your skin or the landmass which you come from, right? Or the linguistics that you speak. Are you procreation or are you of destruction? Those are the only two races. And that behavior is a destructive behavior. They cannot procreate. They cannot
Hey,
grow. Yes, sir.
see, who has the most AB blood type?
I don't know, because honestly, a lot of this is still being surface as far as what is true and what is not true. Like we have a lot of speculation, right? Um, it looks like it's coming from the Asiatic racial makeup, if you will, because
Well,
I looked into their prisons, to their prisoners.
it's true. They've got 7% AB positive.
Okay, okay, okay.
They've got African American here, who's
Right.
got the most O positive, but they've got 4% AB positive, which then kind of like makes me think why they say we was from Asia in America. See, sometimes the only reason I said what does AB mean, blood type, is because what if AB it's not AB? What if it's AB meaning out of? Like another like sly term for them to say, yo, you're out of the original, but not of what you think. You're out of the original of the Asiatic.
Right.
Because they keep saying that. A lot of people say that.
JJ had brung up an interesting thesis about the ice wall on the opposite side of the ice wall, and Asia has direct connection when it goes to those colder extremities.
Yo, right. So, Beats, check this. It says the AB blood group is a result of intermingling between Caucasians, commonly Group A, and Mongolian, commonly Group B. For these reasons, AB blood is found in low percentages of Europe, but more commonly within subcontinental Indian population. But it don't say that. But it hasn't mentioned America.
Right.
But they say that there's more of what they've just described there would be in America.
Well, America is old. The old blood type.
But check this. It's funny. When I've just read that, they didn't say Africa. They said African American, which then alludes to the fact that they ain't getting no things from Africa for our people. They're to come to the Americas and the islands to get that blood type.
Right. Right, because it's a mixture.
Yeah. So
and the amalgamation that took place, the forced amalgamation, should you say, or the transfer of people. Like, they not only did they change the names of certain regions and locations, but by doing so, you changed the history of the people that was originally in those locations and regions.
Yeah, and give that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll give a location and make that whole location a person. Where a battle might have happened, you know what I'm saying? But then when you actually go to that location, There's no such thing that occurred. It's just written down in the analogues of history. You know what I'm saying, in their history. You know, like so many things were created around 1553. So many things was created around that time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Even down to like the sculpting that they did, like them white figure sculptings that the Greeks did and all of that. They're not old.
Right.
They're probably about 300 years old.
At best. Right.
Yeah. Because at some point they would have to taken over the Moors that were running things. And that didn't happen until the early and mid 1800s.
Yes.
See, they were in control of the mixtures that they'd made in like Asia, India, because you had the Elizabethan era, which was in India.
Right.
And then somehow they had the empire. So their empire wasn't in America. The British Empire was mainly in the Raj, which is India, or Calcutta, Bahrat, whatever, and Africa, which makes me think that these white people not actually came from like places like India and Mongolia and things like that, and Africa.
See, the disclaimer or the story is that we classify them as white people, but it's not just white people, right? It's also copper colored people.
Yeah, the
right?
really dark. Yeah.
The black and white is just a status, right? It's determining what market you can operate in. It's the color of law, right?
Yeah, because the skin color is more like a marketing tool, and unfortunately, your skin tone is not a marketing tool. It's a criminalized. They've criminalized how you look.
Right.
I'm criminalized how I look, but that was more to do like area, being around certain things, them looking at me in a stereotypical way of he's not really like a white mixed race guy, he's more like a black mixed race guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, so, in England, do they go on the caste system or no?
Yeah.
They do the white and black thing over there too?
Yeah, more time. Because I've been asked to come to I went to a lodge the other day. See, because I've been in uni and I did my degree in that, they've asked me if I want to become an alumni. But this is more the fact that I'm in a higher tax bracket now with the money that I've got and the assets, you know. So it opens certain doors that I'd rather just like be kept closed. Cause I don't like some of these people knowing my business. But I've been asked to go to a lodge again. But that's just because I was talking to them about me wanting to open up my own kind of like mental health program and things like that from my standpoint, from being in jail and whatnot. And obviously it's about being a charity, things like that. Because over here the biggest donors are the National Lottery, Camelot. I think it's still Camelot. And the Freemason, because over here the Freemason order is way different. Right. Like, you don't have to do certain like eating eggs and from different people's mouths.
Right.
You know, that naked shit. It's not that. You just have to basically run with their program. Use them as show what you're doing is sponsored by them, basically. Hence why you always see the symbols that everyone's doing it now, and they're doing it very blatantly because they don't care no more. They are in the open. They're recruiting trust. That's why someone who looks like me with all these tattoos, they're fully interested in all of that. And they're hearing how I speak. And it's mad because they're not looking at me how I look. They're hearing what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't really want to get involved with that, to be fair. I just want to see what I can gain from them. But then again, I don't want them to know that I'm only there to try and gain something from them. In case I don't gain, you know what I mean? But it's push and pull.
Well, you know, when they talk about the markets, right? When they talk about the societies, the secret groups and the orders or whatnot, and then they give you a story about a slave trade, right? They normally don't put the word sex involved in it, right? Sex, sex, right? Now, if you've ever filled out an application for a job or something, they ask you, what's your sex, male or female, right? All right. Right. But human trafficking, right? Human sex trafficking is the biggest market, right? It's not a racial, right? Right? It's sexual, right? I know, yes, it's difficult to digest, right? But think of a concubine, right? Think of what a concubine had to endure, right? Think of King Solomon, a king of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Saying that though as well, when you actually look at some of these, the age of consent for sex in a lot of like the Eastern European countries, it's
Okay.
very, very low. It's like 13 and 14 and things like that.
Yes,
Even
sir.
over here in 2013, they were trying to lower the age of consent with a male boy to 14, because a lot of politicians over here and a lot of the BBC, some of the BBC like workers, some of the big names have been
Right.
been in jail for being pedophiles and
Right.
come on, look, they only no, it is true what you're saying, because there's more of a heightened forced sexualization on our children in all little facets as well.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of bigger man my age, even your age, who talk openly in a way pedophiles talk. I've been in jail. I know how pedophiles talk. They always kind of make it like it's the younger girl's fault. She's in control and stuff like that. If you're a big man starting off talking like that, then you're more than suspect. You need castrating. But yeah, just by the legalization or consent of sex in these European or Baltic countries, you can kind of tell, yes, a lot of it was used for concubines.
Remember the allegations against Buckingham Palace? You remember the allegations against the Pope? You remember the allegations? Or no, we ain't gonna call it an allegation. We're gonna say a reward. You have spoke about Kanye West a little bit, where his baby mama, right? Her father, right, won the Woman of the Year award here in Bruce Jenner. You see what I'm saying? It's been a push globally, the whole world, right?
Hey, there was a film beast called Bro, right?
Okay.
And it proper like bombed out in the cinemas. It didn't go nowhere. But they spent 60, I think it was 63 million almost.
Okay.
On advertising. So for me, that film was never meant to like do anything good. It was an advertising announcement, billboards. Yeah, that's the approach, and it's easy for them to do that in that way through a film, because
yes, sir.
There's a lot of people like us, although there needs to be more. There's a lot of people like us. Respect, real respect. Yeah, who are seeing how it's done openly or how they do it in a disguise. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like they're thinking, yo, let's put out a film called Bro. See, I used to say to people, yo, how come everyone's saying bro all of a sudden? Bro, I'm like Bray or Breda. Like we're still very, very controlled, and it's scary. It's scary.
Well, besides grow, they're saying build. Right?
Build.
Yeah, build. 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 Right?
Build.
Like a building. right? Well, building requires destruction first, right? You have to destroy something in order to build something.
You gotta be a mason to build.
Right, right. Brick mason, stone mason, right?
There you go. It's all code language, in it, for these people to make us talk a certain way. It's all it's the spell. It's spell. It's all we're still working off their broadcasts.
Facts.
And we're continuously casting their spells on other people without even cognitively knowing. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is why I don't really get involved with people like Kanye. I'm not really bothered because
right.
Not a lot of people that I know listen to him. I used to, but only musically because I like some of his beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to him like to where like I'm gonna think raw. That's gonna affect my life. I don't even listen to a lot of these politicians.
Right. He's not important. Right. He's a non-factor. Right.
Right. He's not. If I like go to him and say, "Yo, I beg your help with the energy prices. I beg your help with the care of living," he'll be like, "What do you mean?"
Right. But that's part of the play, though, Blue. That's what their position. The so-called Aborigine community, right? They're gonna put these people in your face, even if you're trying to get away from them, right? They're gonna sit you down in a chair, duct tape you to the chair, right? Pin your eyebrows open, right? And make sure that you see these entertainers. They're like minions, right? The truth, like, watch this. This is how you can really peer. Ask them how many of them have children.
Yeah, their own children.
Right.
Beast, that's another thing as well that I kind of forgot about as well. Like with this Aboriginal reparations, I was saying like certain man I got Asian girl and white girl in it. Like, what's your conversation going to be like on the pillar? Certain girl and mixed race might not want their child to be seen as black or be approached as a black man and thing. You know what I'm saying? You've got man saying that Aboriginal, but you ain't got your own children. But you say you talk about children, but I never see a child. But then you're a stepdaddy or something like that. Like some of these things, I'm not feeling. It don't make sense to me because you can't. People always talk about this spiritual shit and whatever. I shouldn't say shit, but people who I just know don't use it correctly. Like if you was that like spiritual or guided, you'd stay on code. And this is another word as well. People want to band about staying on code and them things there. When I'm not staying on code, because your girl's not Aboriginal.
Well, when you said the identificator of black and white, right? Right. Okay. Yeah. Now watch this. You have man and woman, right? Man and woman, right? Or God and goddess, right? Right. The male is black, right? The male is black, right? Right. To be a homosexual is to be black, right? To be gay is black, right? Right. To be a bull dagger or to be a lesbian is white, right? This is why you have the Black Rainbow Coalition. This is why you have the White Rainbow Coalition, right? A bull dagger. Remember the bull? Remember the bull? The bull. Remember the bull that they made in the so-called Bible when they took all the earrings and they made that bull, that calf?
Yeah. The golden calf.
The golden calf, right? That's the bull dagger. That's what they call lesbian or women that like other women, right? Now the transgender is the Baphomet, right? The Baphomet is both, right?
Yeah.
Right? Is Aboriginal. It's from the original. Yeah. It's Aborigine. That's what it is, right? And then watch this. It comes from Japanese, Aborigines, Japanese, Aborigines, Japanese.
But then you've got Seleganese.
Seleganese. Come on, you got more. Come on, Blue.
Yeah, there's lots of knees. Taiwanese.
Come on. Right,
But
right.
Knees is like when you say in French, it's noise.
Noise.
Because a chinois is how you say Chinese. I mean, it's how you say Chinese in French, but we say chino because the noise is mixed. And you've got noir. Noir, Noir means dark. Noire means black.
Okay. I'm picking it up. Okay.
You know, so that's when you know there was like changing the names because it was mixed up then. It was mixtures. That's when them Mongolians were coming over.
Now, where was Barry Soetoro from? Or Barack Obama? Where was he from? Where was his father from? Excuse me.
Is it Kenyan?
Okay, what do they call Kenyans?
Malawi, I don't know. Aren't they Malawians?
Kenyanese?
I've not heard that before because when I was in Kenya, it was the Malawi were the people in it, like
Malawi, yeah, Malawi, yeah. Now watch this.
You've got Portuguese.
Come on. It's a lot of them, and all of these people have two things in common, right? They all are a mixture, right? And they all went through some type of colonialism, meaning that they were sacked. Do you know what it means to be sacked? Sacked.
No.
Like in the sack?
Oh yeah, like sleeping with someone.
Like a saxton. Do you know what a saxton is?
Yeah.
Right. That's penetration. That's sodomy.
Okay. There was a lot of that going on, to be fair.
Yes. These empires, these emperors, these dynasties, as far as we want to go back, this is the practice. This is the normal practice. This is the abnormal practices. In every culture.
Yeah, because it's out of the norm.
Yes, sir. And see, they try to put that label on you because you got a mixture that was out of your control. No, bro, don't let them do it. Right? Because they're not going to identify with the homosexual agenda that's being pushed as of 2022. They're not going to recognize it. You know why they're not going to recognize it? Because they participate in the behaviors, all the way down to the Mardi Gras, all the way down to allowing these people to read stories in libraries or in elementary schools, all the way to forcing our children to self-identify, or they can't claim a gender. Right? It can't be he or she. It's got to be some other shit at it. Right? Yeah. And they put it in your food. Right? They poison our food with it. The FDA approves on it. The CDC approves on it. Right? They put extra estrogen and extra testosterone in certain aborted embryo cells and all. Man, look. They got us, bro. They got us. And then they got us fighting these battles that don't even matter to nobody. Right? Right? Because at the end of the day, the reason why they approved the marriage is because what comes along with marriages? Last names, right? Territorial gains, right? Property deeds, right? Insurances, right? Levies, right? All of this comes with, right? They can't procreate. So who Who are they? They're stealing your inheritance. This is the army. It's not white people. It's not black people. It's not copper color people. It's not yellow people. What is it? It's this homosexuality. That's why they're in all the major businesses, corporations. They got the right mainstream media in the parliament, in the goddamn office, right? In right in your police department, in your fire department, right? The list goes on in the hospitals, right? You can't escape them. They
Yeah. It's like when they say, "Oh, you're homophobic." Like that word there, that's like basically you've got a fear of man. I don't have a fear of man.
right.
And you see that word as like you see Mardi Gras. It always that word that always concerned me because Mardi's Tuesday in French.
It's what now? I couldn't hear the first part.
Mardi. It's Tuesday.
It's French. Tuesday. Okay.
And then gras, because the S is silent. Or gras. That means like oil, greaser. And you see in them little cakes that they have, they're like babies in there. Little babies, real babies. Yeah.
Right.
Like saying Tuesdays eating. It's like carnival.
Right. Carnival. Yep.
Me.
And what are they doing? They're parading around in feathers, right? Right. That's human trafficking at its finest. Right? And where is it taking place? In Brazil, Latin America, right? Louisiana, right? Louisiana Purchase, French, right? Because, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because that's probably where there was more concentrated Aboriginals further down south.
Yes, sir.
At them times, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when they talk about Genghis Khan, even that name Genghis or Genghis, like it's
right.
or the H away, it's Gen, like Genesis.
Like Genesis, yep.
For he's the baby maker basically.
Yes.
That's what they said, thousands of children, and it's like, oh, that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because why weren't, if they was already in the Americas, how come they weren't being conquered, like, and then, or if they came to the, why are there no mixed American and Mongolian type? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that if you was mixed with a Mongolian.
It's a thing called an incubator, Blue. You know, an incubator?
Well, yeah, a lot of so-called like white or European whites had to put their babies in that because sometimes white women have the Rh negative blood,
yes, sir.
which when they're pregnant, their body sees the baby as a foreign entity and tries to terminate.
Like a bacteria. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have to have a vitamin K shot straight away. But like none of my children, they didn't have none of that.
Okay. Roger that. Salute to that.
And it just made
Mine's either. Yep.
They're not going to. It's like a lot of them when they first came over, they couldn't hold nutrients. A lot of them, like their hypothalamus or their pituitary didn't work correctly, which causes growth problems, which causes sweat problems, which causes your skin not to
produce,
air out, and exfoliate and things like that. That's why a lot of them just looked a bit strange, like the raw did look strange. A lot of them.
Well, they had a law over there and I believe China adopted that law too, where if it was born a female, right, they would kill it, right? So how did you procreate in Mongolia, right? If the same laws applied, if it was a female to kill it, right, right? So this left you with a whole generation of men, right? Think about it. Right. I see you, Blue.
Yeah, and when you think about it, they even like depict it in films.
Right.
In like 300, they tell you about diabetes. You know, over here we had this thing called a Band of Brothers. We had one called Queer as Folk that's come back out again.
Right.
You know, this.
Remember Paul Revere song? You know who Paul Revere is?
No.
That song Yankee Doodle went to town riding on
yeah.
Paul Revere?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You know what a Yankee Doodle is, right?
No.
Okay. A doodle. A danzy. A doodle danzy is a man that dresses like a woman.
Yeah, and has feminine attributes.
Yes. Yes. So the whole Freemason ring, the whole Freemason party, the ones that wore the aprons, the ones that wore the wigs, the ones that wore the stockings, the leg high stockings, right? Those were all Yankee Doodles.
Yeah, like Humphrey Bogart and all them, Kurt Gable and that, when they was like sat there with their fags, like looking all gay, happy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, happy. There you go. There you go, yeah. Blue.
With a couple of your cowboy men, and someone's like, yeehaw, and you're like, yo,
yep.
They're partaking the yeehaw with their Yankee Doodle there, Yankee Doodle down there. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that. Nah, I'm never gonna sing that again. I sang that when I was child.
Yeah. Right. So what we have to do is, right, we have to see the agenda. What is the agenda? Well, now we have a population, even in the entertainment world, even within these rappers, right? They're pushing this agenda, right? Right. Even if you look up Snoop Dogg's son, right? He's flamboyant with it, right? You look up Magic Johnson's son, he's flamboyant with it, right? Right? They're wearing purses and dresses and coloring their nails and nothing masculine about it, right? It's
but this is the thing now. You're gonna have, like I say, they did it in Jamaica, where you had a lot of tunes that were against homosexuality, and you had tunes like pants that have room in it, like your trousers gotta have room. But now you've got man in jungle and Rima, like bad areas, Clarendon, them types there, where you've got Batman in the
Batman, yeah,
they're Batman, and this is they've made it where it's desensitized, and also like when a lot of them were wearing these dresses at first, it was more they were trying to angle it with a bit of Egypt as well. You know what I'm saying? And then also tried it where we're trying to embody the spirit of the woman, like of the mother goddess type of thing. When really, no, you're not. You're just trying to push this Batman thing.
Yep, that's a fact.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying. I fully see it. I see it so much, and it's like I don't even know if some of these entertainers have their own children.
Okay, like, you know Disney. You know Disney.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like Disneyland? Like
Yeah.
Okay. Spell it backwards.
Well, Yazid is an evil wizard.
Yes.
In Disney.
Yes, he's a homosexual wizard.
I knew that quite a few years ago, and I thought, yo, what the hell? That's when I was getting into like witchcraft, you know, like the words backwards and stuff like that. Because when we were kids, we like when I come to England, like people were like saying their names backwards as a joke, innit? Like we were doing that without knowing.
Right, without knowing. Yep. There you go.
We weren't reading no books or listening to nothing for that, to have that kind of like
Intuition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what it is. And sometimes I think to myself, a lot of these like occults are mainly made up and actually come from us, the truer people that just naturally did things unbeknown to why.
Yeah, that's why they call it culture.
Yeah.
Right? To chur a coat.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, because you've got like couture.
Yes. Now all of these words that we speak, especially in this tongue, right? I've noticed that there's a multitude of compound words. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's more. I think there's more.
And then you got the synonym and the prefixes and the suffixes, and bro, look, they got us in a trick bag for real. They got us in a trick bag for real. That's why it's believe none of what you see and half of what you hear.
Yeah, and sometimes it disappoints me that some people like they're on this wordplay and everything, but don't really use it so much. Still want to just use the word just for the sake of using it. So what's the point in learning what the word means really? Like I don't say nice to people no more because I know nice means ignorant. And now I know, and I started to realize why certain Jamaican people would be like, yo, you think so you're too nice. Like you're too nice. You're ignorant to this fact.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and look at how the words changed like within the last 100 years. Just like you said, happy meant gay.
Yeah.
Like 100 years ago, like less than 100 years ago, that's what that meant. And look how many times we use, especially on the holidays or the high wicked days. Happy what? Right? Happy New Year's, happy Easter, happy Thanksgiving, right?
It's like when Pharrell came out with a tune, cause I'm happy, come along.
Yep.
When a lot of these people are talking about women and stuff, they're actually talking about their God. Like when it's like Kevin Hart say, "Oh, I appreciate everybody, all my brothers," meaning you frat people, you know, all the people that have helped me, you know, I praise God. Yeah, the God that you have to say you praise to your Freemason people. You know what I'm saying? It's
that's why they call it a brotherhood, because you know what happens when a brother puts on a hood, right?
Yeah, it becomes shrouded. In what you know what I mean? It's like that's like
Blue,
like
don't let these people stop you, bro. You on fire, bro. You just getting started though. Don't let them stop you. Don't let them hold nothing against you, bro. You are who you are, and that's all you need to be. As long as you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to prove. You don't have to get nobody's approval, right? Nah, bro. Your mother is your mother. She had parents, which was your grandparents, right? Your father. Same thing. Even if you don't want to hold it, right? Same thing. That's your personal business, right? A difference between public and private, right? Right? You don't give these people your private information because the only thing they're gonna do is use it against you as a vulnerability, right? You know who you are. You're Pequot, right?
Yeah.
Right. You from Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's enough. That they don't need to know. Even if you come up with more information and more insight, hey. You see what I'm saying? And if they got a problem with it, tell them to holler at Beast. You see what I'm saying?
You give a lot of information away, and I think it's wasted on people's ears a lot of the time. Like what you're talking to me now about, some people wouldn't really want to be listening. They'd think, oh, here we go again. What's my man on about? My man's just going super deep. Well, what we talk? Well, why? Because it's not debatable. Because we're not in a debating mode. This one, no debating.
Right.
This was constructive talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of you know, like we'll use ourselves. I ain't gonna use a celebrity as an example. I'll use myself as an example.
Facts.
And yeah,
Facts.
I think I'm gonna have to start being, because my private life, like out here with like the trust that I've got, yeah, that's private. You know what I'm saying? Like I am private.
Right.
You can't look up my name or anything.
Right.
So yeah, certain things.
Your treasures, your inheritance, right? You teach that to your heirs, your children, your babies, right? Right. You don't share that on YouTube, right? Because they're still thieving. They're still trying to take it from you, right? If they don't have it already.
For money, you know, like people have asked me for money a while ago, like man that you know, like that you've been on a panels with in the past, like a lot of the time that we've like laughed and debated with. Yeah.
Give your finances to your babies.
Like ask me if I can, like, because he was like trying to get up a little bit. He wanted $500.
No. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I wouldn't advise it unless your intuition tell you to support somebody. By all means, handle your business.
Listen, I left it a month, right, just to see like what go on, and I just thought to myself, yo, I ain't spoke to you for a few months, and you haven't been on YouTube for a few months, and then you was on Clubhouse, and I linked you on Clubhouse. I come off that fast, but before I left, you was like, yo, do you think you can help me out? Rare. And I know it's just because that I used to say to this guy, like, yo, I like how you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't really care about rare, whatever. But yeah, like me giving away like $500 is like it's not a lot, but it's a lot. It's the principle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. Absolutely.
I ain't seen him like online hardly ever now. So I don't know what he's doing. He was on my Facebook, never really used to kind of like, you know, when you know a man's like calm with you and you like a picture, then like your children or something, like a nice cool family picture, man will like it just to say, yo, word up, man, man's on your Facebook type of thing.
Right.
Well, I didn't get none of that. So little things like that, bearing in mind he's all the way in America, like little things like that just made me think, nah, you man won't do nothing with $500. Like, what can you do with $500? You can't really start a little business with that.
No.
You know,
no.
So, you know, this I say a lot of things to people. Like I tried to get on Sanchez the other day, innit, like on Philly's panel with but it was talking about fucking music. You know what I'm saying? With Robert. And I just felt like man couldn't get in. I even tried just to vibe with the music thing a little bit, but it's like man know who I was in it, but didn't want to like dialogue with man. And one man talking about music, I can't just be like, yo, I got a bone to pick with you in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't say smoke. My smoke's not on YouTube. I don't have smoke like that. That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, everything should, I mean, if you're going to conduct any type of business, especially over here, I would encourage you to at least meet the people face to face and do it in the private.
I did it with my family already. I loaned like 15,000 to my cousin in Philly, and he's opened up a garage. He brought a garage off this of a black brother.
And but that's your family though, right?
Yeah. In Mill Creek.
Yeah.
It's not
family,
Mill Creek.
Cool.
It's in Northeast Philly. It's
that's
mashed up though. The area is mashed up, man.
When you coming back? When your next fight?
No, I'm not even fighting. I can't fight no more. I've got too many injuries now. Like my thumbs like gets dislocated regular. I've got a bone coming out here. My shin's starting to hurt. Like, you know, a tennis elbow. I've got a tennis elbow there. Like that's
tendonitis.
Yeah. Okay. Tendonitis. Yeah, and it's like I can't put myself through it no more. Plus, I've been not angry, but I've been in a certain like militaristic state through having fights and training like that. You know what I'm saying? And like for the last few months, I've just been like more what I was like when I was 11, 12, and because I've got little children.
Right. More calm, more at peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. More like this silly daddy in it, like a silly daddy.
There you go.
It's about with like now it's about them. My daughter's doing gymnastics. She's excelling. My little boy, I've got him doing. So it's that I'm not going to live vicariously through my children, but now it's about me putting it all onto them.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll have to do a lot of training, and that's a lot of time like missing my children, you know what I'm saying, like certain vital things, you know what I'm saying, and I don't want to get 50 years old or in another 4 years like when I'm 40 and I can't move, you know what I'm saying.
Right. What you trying to say, Blue? Yeah. Enjoy these times with your babies. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For real. That's what it's about, man.
And speaking of babies, mine's is calling, man. But it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to do it again. I'm gonna still be in the chat, but I gotta go tend to the little ones. But all honors and respect. Thank you, Blue, for having me up again.
Yo, I appreciate you coming up, Beast. Anytime, man. Always, anytime. Yo, why is Benny getting on my back now? I didn't say what I'm saying. I didn't say anything. Yo, I appreciate everyone who come through, man. It made it easier. And yeah, appreciate that, Beast. It made it easier for me when you jumping up.
Yes, sir.
So enjoy your day still. What time is it now? It's 8:30 over here at night. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call that an evening. Well, yeah, man. Much bliss and greatness to everybody. Like I say, anytime I do a stream, it's gonna be about real life stuff, you know, things that affect us, stuff that like Relly's trying to help people with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to talk entertainment. I might talk sport and whatever, UFC, NFL. I like NFL. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to be trying to jump on bandwagons just to get views and just to get more subs. I think I'm organic, and I think people want to see the organic Blue. You know what I mean? That should be my channel name, Organic Blue. Nah, that's dead. But yo, peace out, man. Respect. Warren, nice, man. I'm glad you stayed about. Thank you. Appreciate everybody.